Hello and welcome to the next episode of the Ripper. What I want to talk about today is a power cruiser. How about making the Ripper the ultimate power cruiser? You know, I've created terms like the Neverland setup for the AR Mini, and it works pretty well if you put 4S lithium-ion pack into the AR Mini and just give it a go with a 6-inch prop and a decent motor. How about if you do the same with the Ripper? And so I began digging, and in this video we'll find out what is possible with it and how it looks.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Just FPV.
Well. First of all, I want to thank you for being here again and joining me on my video episodes on the Ripper. And all those guys who watch my other videos, thank you for that as well. I'll promise there will be more of that. So first of all, we're going to make it a power cruiser. What is a power cruiser? In terms of power and cruise, you can see it's a mix of both worlds. The efficient cruiser, you can stay up in the air for almost ever. And of course, the power cruiser or the power setup, which pushes you 170 kilometers an hour or more, depending on how you build your wing. I wanted the best of both, and I tried to figure out what could be the best of both and how I managed to achieve that. In terms of power, I thought we'd go for a lithium-ion pack, which has enough energy to just feed every demand coming up. So I went for some big cells, and that's the 21700 cells, P42A multi cells, which are rated to be capable of delivering 30 amps continuously and up to 45 amps with no problems at all. So yeah, those are the cells I went for. I took 4 of them to make this a pack and tried how this would look like in the wing compartment and how this could be placed. Have a look. The simple things are most the best, so I just pushed those cells in and found it would work out. My wingman then took the cells and spot welded them as I wanted to. Here you see the rails of the compartment, where I just took some screws and placed some Velcro in it to hold the battery pack. That's how it looks like. Safe and sound, everything's good. So yeah, basically I made my pack and placed it in the wing as stated. And well, you'll add up about 70 grams more to the previous setup, and I end up in my configuration with an all-up weight about 633 grams totally, all in, including this pack with 4,200 milliamp hours. Not hard to get, not complicated to build. You can do it. If I can, you can too. But be careful. Connecting those wires wrong will get you more than heated and cause some burns. So be careful when you do that. Ask your friends or a friend who's familiar how to do this and get it done. You won't regret it. You'll fly for almost ever. Have a look in the video. I will show you how I took the first approach. Basically, the first thing to do on a flight with a new pack is to figure out how the system handles it. And as the wind is a bit bumpy down here, you can see we are getting tossed around a bit due to no good tuning, which will get applied later, and I will take you on a tour with LiIon 301. That's me from the future telling you that. Okay, we are about 10 minutes into the flight and the cruise is just starting off. I decided to take the course against the wind as usual and give it a go and see where I end up with this pack. You can see the consumption is a bit high, but as I told and mentioned before, the readings of this power meter seems a bit off. Anyways, I'll have a look at that and see that we are getting close to a good result and make it home safely. Coming out clear is that we got some altitude, which makes it pretty pleasant to fly. No bumps, no turbulence, it's just simple cruising conditions. Everything is gliding as smoothly as it can, and that's a pleasure. Being picky with the footage, we can tell there is a bit yellow, which certainly is come from the prop. Don't expect too much action. We are flying on a cruise. Nothing happens. Flying against the wind is boring. Consumption is nominal. Everything is good. Battery plays ball. And we are out of footage. Well, okay, I see I need to place those wires to control the RunCam hybrid, which occasionally turns off. Anyways, I will continue on this path to lead you back home with our DVR footage. You can see we are up for 41 minutes in the cruise and heading homewards, having covered a distance of 37 kilometers so far. Turning back homewards and doing some flybys, which still is possible with plenty of juice in the battery. Let me deliver you best of 3 flybys and finally the HD B-roll for that, and then it's time to land after 57 minutes. Let's say 58 to make it count. No, it's not about bragging about hey, flyby is cool and so on. It's a power cruiser and it can do this even after 45 or 50 minutes of flight. How about that? And just one thing, you need a chair or something similar like I have. That would help it.
Well, that was a flight, a nice flight, and I got 58 minutes out of it with the second charge of the pack, so there is more in store. From my experience, I can tell I fly the same cells on the FR7 quad, and initially I had about 13 to 15 minutes. Now I'm up to almost 18 minutes with power cruising on that. So I guess the flight time will and can increase over time over the first charges. So expect it to be longer than 58 minutes in one flight. This is possible. This is no problem at all because I did it. It was no problem to make it and it's easy to achieve. So that's why I tell you, and that's why I encourage you to give it a try. If you're into power cruising, then go for it. You won't get any better setup. And if you wonder what's up next, I can tell you there's something important up next. We'll go for INAV 3.0.1 and check out how this works out with the Ripper. And I can tell you this will really surprise you. The outcome is different from what you heard of. Well, I guess that sums it up for today. It was a pleasure having you with me in this video, in this episode. So perhaps you stay with me next time again when I release something about the Ripper. You're welcome to join in. I will gladly appreciate your presence here. And if you got any questions, don't hesitate to put them into the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Same goes with components. If you are not sure which components I use or used in the flight and the video, in the footage you've seen, don't hesitate, just drop me a line in the comments. I'll get back to you and we'll figure out. Until then, be safe, fly safe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye, see ya. 4 of him. 4 of him.